I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is another PayPal request, this time from Adolfo. Thank you so much for that. And it's for the 2006 film Letters from Iwo Jima. Now, first off, if anyone's ever interested in requesting reviews, you can do so either directly via my PayPal or joining me on my Patreon. Feel free to be review, re-review, commentary, anything else of that sort. If not, no worries. If so, the links are down below in the info box. Now, Letters from Iwo Jima, although this isn't really the type of movie I seek out to watch, wasn't a bad movie. Now, for those who don't even know, Iwo Jima, of course, is the piece of the war in the Pacific. You know the famous image with the soldiers and lifting it up. That's Iwo Jima. Now, technically this is the second part of the story, meaning Clint Eastwood, as a director, he did two films back to back. Flags of Our Fathers, which I have not seen, but from what I understand, you don't need to see that to see this. But you have Flags of Our Fathers, which is the American side, and then Letters from Iwo Jima, which is the Japanese side. Now, granted, I have to be honest, there's that part of me that went, do I really want to see the Japanese side of this? I mean, the Japanese are killing Americans, and Japanese bombing Pearl Harbor, and they were the bad guys, and do I really want to see from their point of view? Yes, closed-minded, but I'm going to be honest. And I will say what Clint Eastwood did was he didn't make it pandering. He was respectful. He showed that, these soldiers were people, like all soldiers are people. Whether they are told, whether you want to call it propaganda or whatever else you want to put in your mindset, that those people are evil and those people, they're going to do this and do that, and this is why you gotta do it. And for the Japanese at the time, it was either you do your job or you die trying. And what it did was make them into human beings, which is who they were in the first place. And it was interesting to see a movie that an American like Clint Eastwood did, where pretty much all the dialogue is in Japanese, subtitled. The lead is Ken Watanabe, who was in the newer Godzilla films. He's been in other stuff as well. He's a general. And he did other characters here and there on this little island. And the juxtaposition is these archaeologists in modern day digging through this area, and they find, well, you found at the end of the film, the letters, hence the title. And in between is a flashback of the Battle of Iwo Jima. And for example, you have these soldiers digging, and one of them going, why the fuck? Well, he didn't say fuck, but why didn't we just let the Americans have this? And then someone overhears it. What? What did you say? Nothing, sir. Like, I'm for Japan, sir. That sort of. But it showed that, again, these were regular people. They were told to do a job. And that's what they were doing. Right or wrong, up and down, whatever. And I mean, the acting was good. Some dodgy CGI and the battle sequences. I mean, this was 2006. Some of the CG does not hold up the best. But overall, Clint Eastwood is a very competent director. He's proved that quite a few times, from back in the day doing films like High Plains Drifter, or what was the Dirty Harry film he directed? Was it Sudden Impact, I believe. The Mule I reviewed. I liked that one. And again, he's proven from time to time he's a very competent director. The actors, Clint and Watanabe, do their jobs very well. It was interesting to see the attention to detail, to have everyone speak their native language and showcase the different culture and sort of the ordinary lives of the soldiers within this. Again, it's a bit weird because they are killing Americans and you're an American. So it is that weird, just me being honest, just that weird conundrum, which is why one of the reasons why I didn't seek this out. But at the same time, it was an interesting, different watch. It's with some horrific scenes that, in a way, made me feel sorry for these folks, as you feel sorry for any human being. For example, when not Ken Watanabe, but one of the other higher-ups, they figure they're losing and they have to commit suicide. And they're telling each person to get a grenade, hit it, and they bring it, each one of them one at a time, and they're crying and their tears, but this is their culture. This is how they've been lived to think. So they're getting these grenades and blowing backward and pieces flying here and there. And like people are crying, but that they're doing it. One or two of them said, fuck this, which is understandable. So you get scenes of that nature, which is definitely not forgettable. Or another scene where a guy is running and there's a hole, and all of a sudden, flamethrower just goes down and burns the guy. Well done effect. I mean, like, real person on fire. These are real people on fire. And, the flames shoot down, encapsulates this guy on fire, running around. You're like, oh, shit. Moments like that. And again, it was interesting to give a bit of the human perspective and not the one-dimensional good and evil. And I do wonder if there are people who are upset about that because they're more the mindset of, but they were the bad guys and Pearl Harbor and all this. But at the same time, this don't sound stupid, every country fucks up, whether it be America, whether it be Europe, whether it be Germany, whether it be Mexico, every country fucks up from time to time. And you have to realize that there are still human beings among that. No matter race, no matter culture, no matter of color, no matter of what they're growing up to believe. Now granted, I'm for the movies where good guys versus the bad guys. That's usually my forte when I watch a movie. To escapism, popcorn, entertainment. But even me, I can step back and appreciate films like this and other movies of that nature. While granted it's not my first cup of tea, I'd still say it is a well done movie. It does have sort of a bleached look to it. Maybe that's the point because it's supposed to a different time period. Part of me wishes it didn't have that bleached look though. Part of me wishes it had more color, if that makes sense. Some of the CG's a bit dodgy. Just somehow that was fixed up a bit. I mean, other than that, again, the acting is good. There's entries. I mean, you know how the story ends, of course, if you know history. But it was intriguing to see a different point of view. And Clint Eastwood is a very capable director, and he knows what he's doing. So it was definitely an interesting watch. Again, I do wish... I think the movie could be edited a little bit. I don't think the movie needed to be as long as it was. Like I said, maybe a bit more color, not so much of the bleached look, and some of the dodgy effects be fixed. That's really my 3 criticisms. Other than that, well-directed movie by Clint Eastwood. Now, one of my favorites of his, there's other films of his, whether he starred in or directed, that I go more towards, because those are just more my cups of tea. But not a bad movie at all. Either way, thanks for watching. Take care. Thank you once again, Adolfo. And we will see you guys in the next one. Later.